I'm Alan Azar, and I'm a professional guitar player, and I've been playing music for over 20 years now, I guess. Yeah.
My name is Kelly McGovern. I'm a drummer. I've been a drummer for most of my life. I was in various music programs in school growing up, various bands in high school. I've played all around California and LA. And music's always been a great part of my life, and I hope to continue that well into the future.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Okay, you're done.
I'm Leon, I play bass in this band. I'm a guitar player, mostly a producer, engineer. I studied from a young age, and then I was a lover of rock music, and then hearing Alan's music kind of was a no-brainer. Like, yeah, I want to do this. So what else should I say? I am the oldest member of the band.
This album talks about archaeology. So my previous album called The Cosmologist talks about the cosmology, and now we're talking about archaeology. So this was my inspiration to write Wonders. Actually, the album called Wonders Mysteries and The Archaeologist. Mysteries and the Archaeologist is the subtitle of the album. It talks about the mysteries that we didn't solve yet, which those are the wonders. And the archaeologist, which is me. I call myself the archaeologist now because I've been researching all these beautiful sites around the world, and this is how I got inspired by writing this album. It's a 13-song album, all instrumentals.
It's a very interesting album. I think it's unique in that it's instrumental. Not that it's, it's not the only instrumental album, but I think the approach I took to it was unique in that I tried to give every song its own energy, almost its own world. So Wonders being the name of the album, it really is a wonder how all the songs mesh together to create this pretty epic piece of work.
Wonders is a very interesting album for me. It does take you on a journey because it has different styles, different compositions that are actually diverse yet coherent around that theme. So I think people who like albums, especially in an age where albums don't exist anymore, people think of singles and getting just one song onto iTunes or wherever the outlets are. I think it's a good album to have because I know he's put a lot of thought into making it an album, a collection of compositions that gel together and that make a statement together.
Basically, we have all type of styles in this album. You can hear some metal music in there, you can hear some progressive music, you can hear some new age music. Not too many soft songs in there, maybe one called Atlantis, and this is one of my favorite songs. The recording process, we did the drums recording at Light Black Production. We did it in 2 days. It was pretty tough, but we did it. And we got a good quality. The engineer was Rob Black. He was the engineer on the drums, and he did a great job. And after that, we recorded the bass, and most of the guitar have been recorded over here in the studio.
It was quite a challenge to do in 2 days, a very tall order for sure. But it was a lot of fun, and I think the end result was very much worth it.
We started with drums, and then of course we had some guide tracks, which is also another interesting thing. Some of the guide tracks were from a live performance that we had done, so that helped keep the live band feel of the recording. We did drums, and then we did bass, and then he tracked his guitars and added all the other sounds, synths and voice sounds in there as well.
Leon is an amazing musician, and he's the bass player that he recorded all the bass tracks, of course. And Leon, actually, people don't know, he's an amazing guitar player. He's an amazing jazz guitar player, and this is how we first started, me and him. This is how we met, you know, talking about guitars and the guitar world. And he's a multi-instrumentalist. I mean, he plays drums, he plays bass, he plays whatever you want. You know, he's a very, very talented musician. So I asked him, hey, will you be interested to play bass in my project? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And since the first rehearsal with him, I mean, me and Kelly were like, he's the one, you know, he's a great fit in terms of personality and playing. And the good thing about him also is that since he's a guitar player, he knows exactly what I'm doing, so he knows my language. So whatever I'm asking him to do on the bass, he's like, yeah, I know what you mean, you know. And also, he's a producer in the album. He's been working with me, you know, day by day to make sure we have the best product. So I'm very happy to have Leon in the band and as a good friend.
I met Alan. I was looking for a guitar player for a project I was working on, and though that project didn't work out with him, we stayed in touch, and he sent me some songs he was working on, and we started jamming, and everything just clicked.
I met Alan through a mutual friend, Manuel, who's another engineer friend. I think it was at a NAMM show. Alan had just moved here, so we just started talking. I had heard of him. I had heard some of his music, so since then we've kept in touch, and then later became very good friends and bandmates.
I mean, Kelly, I met him before. We were doing some other projects, me and him, and since that day, you know, we had this connection, me and Kelly. We're like, you know, we have to do something together, you know, and I was like, you're welcome to join into my project, and he was more than happy to do it. I was so happy from the results that Kelly gave to this band in terms of drumming. He's from the same category in terms of music. He's really into progressive metal, and he likes, you know, European metal. He understands music, and he gave his best, I think, in this album, and what he did was impressive.
Oh, they're fantastic. By far the most professional I've ever worked with, and that's something that I have been looking for, either directly or indirectly, my entire professional career, and that is not easy to find. A group of people who are of like mind and see the path forward as you see it, and that's what I have here, and it's a real pleasure to be a part of a project where I don't have to say anything. Everyone knows exactly what I'm thinking because they're thinking what I'm thinking.
I really enjoy their musicianship. We actually have a great time hanging out, so that's always a bonus in any group where you enjoy each other's presence and you can talk and even debate. That's always a plus. But I really enjoy their musicianship. At times on stage, I'll just have a moment where I pause and I look over and I forget my playing and I enjoy what they're doing. I think Alan's a great guitar player. He can do a lot more than he does just on stage or even in the album. But he's a great producer as well, because he'll always think from a production standpoint of how this is going to be in the end. Kelly's an amazing drummer. You better have earplugs when you're around him playing, but he's solid. And, I just enjoy their musicianship. Yeah.
I would say it's Rain, partly because it has a drum intro, but I really love the dynamics of that song, and with the thunder sample in the beginning and the rain. I love thunderstorms myself, so it gave me a new perspective for this song, and the way it flows, it really grabs me.
Rain so far was like the best song that we play live. People really enjoy it live. It's very dramatic, at the same time very powerful. It starts with the drums and the guitar kicks in and it's very heavy, and in the middle it's like very melodic. So Rain is one of the good songs on the album as well.
Isn't that the cliche to say you can't have a favorite kid? I think I'll name two. One that I connect with is that we didn't have a name for the longest time. I think it's called Atlantis now, but for the longest time we called it the song in B. That one I really enjoy and I vibe with. But then Sword of the Emperor is the first song I actually learned with the band. So, and that has a great energy to it, so I love that song too.
Wonders and Mountain Peak. These songs I released last year as singles, and now we add them to the album. We just re-record everything with an acoustic drums and the bass and everything, so it's remastered songs. Those are great. And we have a song called Stonehenge. It's a progressive metal song. This reminds me of my old days when I used to play a lot of progressive metal, so I really enjoy playing this song. It's really hard to play. It took us a lot of time to just producing this song. There's a song called Precious Word. This is the first track in the album after the intro. This song I composed like 5 years ago, me and my brother. And I finally had a chance to produce it and put it in this album. It's a very special song to me. There's some acoustic songs in there. I have a song called Poseidon. It's only acoustic guitars, and it's one of my favorites. Actually, I can't wait to share my album Wonders with all music lovers. I'm just gonna ask them to just support what we do and support other artists that trying to do something different, not usual in music.
Music lovers, keep on loving music. I'm done.